What up, y'all? Hey, let's just get into it. In this video, I'm going to give y'all a summary of the lawsuit, Jay-Z's response to the lawsuit, then we're going to get into TonyBuzbee, the lawyer's response to Jay-Z, and then we're going to read the full lawsuit in detail. I'll put that at the end because it's long. Now, I've always said I don't think 444 Hov was at them freak-off parties. Now, I don't know what Rockefeller Hov was doing back in 2000. I don't know what was going on back then. He was hanging out with R. Kelly. I don't know. But for real, what's unfortunate about this situation is Beyonce has this halftime show coming up. Blue Ivy and Beyonce are both in the new Mufasa movie, so they're potentially going to be doing press. And it sucks when your dad or husband is affiliated with these type of allegations because unfortunately it is going to filter over into the family. But hey, we just got to see where the chips are going to fall. So this lawsuit was filed back in October. It did not have Jay-Z's name in it at the time. It only had Diddy, Celebrity A, which we now know is Jay-Z, and a lady Celebrity B. We still don't know who that is. But here's a quick summary of the suit. She's a 13-year-old Jane Doe. This took place in the year 2000. She was trying to get into the VMAs, and now back then, this was normal. It was always kids outside of MTV because MTV was geared towards kids. It was Pop Central, and it was just fueled by teenagers. So she was trying to get into the VMAs, realized she couldn't get in, so she started talking to limo drivers, trying to get into an after party. One of the limo drivers said, "Hey, I work for Diddy. He likes your type. I'll make sure you get into the party." Yo, when you think about it, this is mad crazy. She was 13, and the limo driver's like, "Yeah, I'll help you get into the Diddy party." All right, so he gets her to the party. She takes a drink. She starts to get a little woozy. She finds a bedroom, lays down. Diddy, Jay-Z, and a female celebrity come into the room. She said Jay-Z was intimate with her first, and then Diddy and whoever this female celebrity is, they just kind of watched. The female celebrity is unnamed. In the lawsuit, it says Celebrity B. I ain't throwing no shade. I'm just saying we don't know who it is. All right, so she runs out of the party. She makes it to a gas station. She calls her dad, and he picks her up. And that's pretty much the quick summary of the suit. All right, that's it in a small nutshell. All right, so there's allegedly 2 witnesses. The clerk at the gas station. All right, is she alive? Can she verify that this girl did come in distressed? Then we have the dad. All right, is her father still alive? Did they get her any type of therapy? When she got in the car, did she fully explain everything to him of what happened? If so, does he have any details? I keep going back to a therapist because if they did get her therapy, all of this should be documented. Is the therapist still alive? Did the therapist write down these notes saying that she was violated by these celebrities? Because if you have some of these things lined up, it can always help in court. Problem is, anytime you try to put someone who is a kid who's an adult now, there's been so much time passed. You've already admitted to passing out, not really sure what happened. So the lawyers are going to kind of pick her apart and say, well, if you was inebriated, maybe you didn't know who did it, or maybe you don't really remember what was going on, or maybe your reality is changing. So that is why with all of these suits, when you're dealing with minors, I always want to know, did you go to the police? Because then you have a paper trail. Did you go to the hospital? There's hospital records. Or did you go to a therapist? Because if you have one of those 3 things, you kind of have something to verify that this happened or that you told someone. If you don't have any of that information, it's an uphill battle. All right, now here is Jay-Z's response to the allegation. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named TonyBuzbee. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud that you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Hov. Now, we know he can't file a criminal complaint. It's past the statute of limitations. All right. Hov said whoever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. When you agree, these alleged victims would deserve real justice if that was the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Buzbee, but I promise I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. Your claim to be a Marine? Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try and understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects in Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have a very strict code and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theories, fake psychics will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me. That, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. Now, he said fake psychics. Is he talking about Sloan? Did Sloan catch a stray? Is he trying to say that Sloan Bella is mixed up with TonyBuzbee? Interesting. Okay, let's take a look and see what Tony has to say back to him. All right, here is TonyBuzbee's response. Regarding the Jay-Z case and his efforts to silence my clients, Mr. Carter previously denied being the one who sued me and my firm. He filed his frivolous case under a pseudonym. What he fails to say in his recent statement is my firm sent his lawyer a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him. Instead, she only sought a confidential mediation. Since I sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued me, but he has tried to bully me and harass me and this plaintiff. His conduct has had the opposite impact. She is emboldened. I am very proud of her resolve. As far as the allegations in the complaint file, we will let the filing speak for itself and will litigate the facts in court, not in the media. Okay, Mr. Buzbee. All right, so what's questionable about this is Tony is like, hey, I sent a normal demand letter. We just wanted to meet you and mediate in private. We didn't want any money. Tony, what did y'all want? Ownership into Rock Nation? An autograph? I mean, we know you wanted money. But I see the game that Tony is playing. Tony is essentially saying, I never sent a letter to you asking for money. I sent a letter to you saying, hey, can we meet and talk this out? He's playing the lawyer game. I like this. This is going to be a fun battle between these two. You know what's so interesting about Tony's response? He says, I sent this letter on behalf of my clients. So I wonder if it's multiple women in different suits accusing Hove. Interesting. This is another response from Tony. Recognize this guy? This is a picture of Weapons Platoon Commander Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 4th Marines from our old Western Pacific cruise book. Despite a coordinated and aggressive effort that has included harassing my kids, contacting my clients and former clients to encourage them to sue me, contacting my colleagues or former employees asking if I've abused them, showing up at my current employees' homes to harass them, filing frivolous cases against me and my law firm, defaming me with outrageous assertions to anyone who will listen, and having mysterious people follow me and my family. I'm still that guy. He said, I'm that boy. He said, Hove, you think you that guy? I'm that guy too. Two powerhouses. He says, I'm still that guy. I won't be bullied or intimidated. People will see through this effort to discredit me and my clients, and the truth will be revealed. Once again, he keeps saying clients. I also won't allow anyone to scare my clients into silence. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and I'm quite certain the sun is coming. Tony said he got bars too. Interesting. Let me give y'all a little backstory on TonyBuzbee versus Jay-Z. So TonyBuzbee said over 3,000 people call him to sue Diddy and other powerful people. He filtered that number down to 120. He said he was going to file over 100 lawsuits and he was going to name names. Jay-Z's name has always been whispering in the shadows solely due to his affiliation with Diddy and R. Kelly. This particular lawsuit was filed in October. About a month after that, TonyBuzbee was then sued by an unnamed Jane Doe, who we now know is Jay-Z. Hove accused him of extortion. TonyBuzbee say, hey, I just sent a standard mediation letter saying, hey, you're implicated in this suit. I don't want to blast you. Do you want to come work this out in private? Now, this is normal. Lawyers do this all the time. Cassie did this to Diddy. She tried to work it out in private, and he said, no, take it to court. And now you see where we are with Diddy. Do I think Jay-Z is guilty of this? I don't know. I reserve judgment. Is his past questionable? This is what happens anytime Jay-Z's name is brought up. People always bring up Foxy. Foxy said A, it was nothing there. Then people bring up Beyonce. Beyonce and her ex-boyfriend said, hey, we dated until she was 20. Jay-Z wasn't around when she was underage to date her. Then people bring up Aaliyah. Aaliyah was 20 as well when that whole love triangle was taking place. Jay-Z really was trying to get Aaliyah. He wanted her. The rumor in the streets is that Dame Dash backstabbed him and kind of swooped in and took Aaliyah away. Because you got to remember, at that time, Dame was kind of like the boss. So Aaliyah's probably like, do I want to be with the boss or do I want to be with the artist? I'm going with the boss. So those are really the only allegations we've heard of him being associated around young women. But we'll see how this plays out in court. All right, let's get into the actual lawsuit. Let's read it and see what's going on. All right, on or around September 7th, 2000, plaintiff, then 13 years old, had a friend drive and drop her off near Radio City Music Hall in New York City so she could try to attend the VMAs. Attending the VMAs was on the plaintiff's bucket list, and she believed she could gain entry. Plaintiff arrived at the venue and saw large crowds gathering as artists and entertainers began arriving. Plaintiff was very excited. As the event began, much of the crowd moved inside, but plaintiff, without a ticket, remained outside with others and watched the VMAs on a jumbotron. Determined to get into the VMAs or an after party, she approached several limousine drivers parked nearby and attempted to talk her way into either. One of the limo drivers she spoke with claimed to work for defendant Sean Combs. The driver told her that Combs liked girls like her and said she fit what Diddy was looking for. While not allowing her into the awards, the driver did invite her to an after party. The driver stated that he had to drive Combs and others to the after party first, but instructed the plaintiff to return to his location after the event and that he would pick her up and take her to the after party. Later that evening, plaintiff excitedly returned to the same location and waited for what seemed to be a long time. The driver eventually returned and drove her to what was described as the after party. After approximately 20 minutes, plaintiff arrived at what she believed to be a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway. Once inside, two men asked the plaintiff to sign a document, which plaintiff did not read, but what she now believes to probably have been an NDA. She was told that she could not discuss what happened at the party. She gave the men her name and signed the form, but did not receive a copy. Inside the building, plaintiff recognized many celebrities as she entered what appeared to be a large living room containing a large crowd. Plaintiff attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of these celebrities that she recognized and whom she wanted to see at the VMAs. Wait staff circulated through the room carrying trays of drinks and loud music played throughout the venue. Plaintiff observed widespread party favors, including marijuana and snow. After attempting to talk to numerous celebrities, plaintiff accepted a drink from one of the waitresses circulating the crowd. The drink was a reddish-yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just a portion of that drink, plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her wanting to lie down. Looking for a place to rest, plaintiff walked down what appeared to be a hallway containing several rooms off of it. She entered what appeared to be an empty bedroom so she could lie down for a moment. She did not lock the door. This room contained only a large bed with no furniture of any kind, no televisions, no nothing. Soon after, Combs entered the room along with defendant Carter and a female celebrity, Celebrity B. This better not be Beyonce. Y'all don't be trying to be shady. Who y'all think it is? Plaintiff immediately recognized all three celebrities. Combs aggressively approached plaintiff with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her and said, "You ready to party?" Combs then threw plaintiff toward a wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Plaintiff was held down by Jay-Z as he was intimate with her, while Combs and Celebrity B watched. After Jay-Z finished, he stepped back towards the wall. Diddy then stepped forward and he became intimate with her while Carter and Celebrity B watched. Combs then knocked plaintiff down, attempting to force plaintiff to perform toppy on him. She fought back, standing up quickly, punching at the same time, hitting Combs in the neck. Taken aback, Combs stopped his attempt. When Combs backed away in surprise, plaintiff grabbed her clothes and shoes and ran out of the bedroom, holding her dress in front of her like a towel. She ran around the residence until she found the front door and was able to leave the party. Although there were other guests still at the party, no one appeared to take notice of plaintiff's distress or attempted to help her. Once outside, plaintiff put her clothes back on and left the scene in the dark. Plaintiff attempted to retrace the route taken by the limo driver. She kept running until she reached a gas station she noticed on the way to the party. Female clerk noticed her distress and allowed her to use the phone. Plaintiff called her father, admitted that she had lied about her whereabouts, and asked him to pick her up. Plaintiff's father arrived to pick her up shortly before dawn. After the assault, plaintiff fell into a deep depression, which continues to affect her every facet of life. Plaintiff suffers from PTSD and a seizure disorder caused by stress and trauma. Plaintiff has had difficulty maintaining normal relationships and lives largely withdrawn from society. All right, y'all. So that's the details of the suit. What do y'all think? Jay-Z innocent? Guilty? You think he's going to fight it and take it all the way? Leave your comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.